Hello, everyone. My name is Jim Scribner. I am the co-founder and CEO of Scribner Solutions, and my background is radiology. I was imaging director for 20 years and worked in radiology in a total of 42 years.
My name is Olga Scribner, and I'm head of AI in research and development and co-founder of Scribner Solutions. So what is the most important purpose for this product?
Well, the purpose of this product primarily is getting real-time data to the users of a radiology department and the hospital that the radiology department is part of. Most often, data is historical, so it lags behind decision-making processes and doesn't give you the best opportunity to make the best decision. So that's the underlying reason why this product is what it is. We're able to give intelligence in order to making good, proper decision-making.
Can you just hire a consultant?
Well, you could, for sure, but, consultants are limited in their abilities as well. And again, this right here is using artificial intelligence. Consultants typically are humans that go out and look for data with interviews of such, and aren't collecting the data in a good and good fashionable way that's real time and quick, and that way you can make those good decisions.
So that brings us to interesting product that we call Radient AI that combine now metrics and agents and allows you to see insights, but it also has some business case or user benefit.
Absolutely. And I like how you said that. Data is there. I mean, people have their hands on data, but the whole purpose of this is taking data and getting quick and real time information from the data and the insights so that you can make good decisions. I've said that once. I will say it probably more than that, just to make sure people understand that it's not just getting the data. It's the fact that you can get the data in good real time measure and use that to make intelligent decisions.
Do you want me to walk you through our architecture?
Love to see it. I've seen parts with what we have that you developed. I certainly appreciate that, our team. So let's take a look at it and show what we have.
So we have a team of myself and my interns, agentic engineers, and we start our development with a couple of questions. What is going to be in front end, and we have expert, but what's going to be in the back end, and how to orchestrate agents and what kind of agents we need. That was the most challenging decision to make. So we start with the front end being React and the back end being Node.js. All that deploy in Cloud Run, and the data is pulled from Firestore. Now, the most important part is agents. And we have, how many agents do we have?
We got 5 agents.
4.
Okay, I was mistaken.
So we have 4 agents, and ADK allows us to orchestrate this multi-agent architecture, which is our combination of proprietary data, and also it has some interesting decisions that we made to run those agents, because explainable AI and trustworthy AI is a big issue, right?
It is. I did my thesis on that. That was one of the variables, trust. And it was definitely with artificial intelligence.
So in order to maintain the trust, in order to prevent any hallucinations, our approach was to create deterministic agents that only run exact formulas, provide exact math, and we use a TypeScript. And those agents are data quality agent and operational benchmarking agents. So those agents cannot use any of Gen AI. Now, our next 2 agents are special. All the agents specialize, but those are extremely special. Why? Because one agent is what if scenario agent. And this is our consultant, right? It runs many what if scenarios. It has a special guardrails, but also it has knowledge grounding, and it's using Gemini 2.5 Flash, so it's relatively fast. And the second agent, Gen AI agent, is executive recommendation agents. So this is the one you will take when you go to meet your CFO, right? You create the brief.
That's absolutely correct. So typically in a radiology department, like a lot of the departments in a hospital, there's typically it's called a department operations report. So these are the variances that are shown between what's actual and what's budgeted. So and we'll talk more about that with FTEs and things of that nature. But the CFO, along with some others, the COO, are very interested in what the variance looks like from what's actual and what's budgeted, and whether it be an FTE, work environment, or even those different other variables. So
let's take a look at our
let's take a
Radiant
look.
AI.
I like it.
Okay, so
If you don't mind, I'll let you navigate that. You've got your hands on it, so keep going. Here's a good look at the executive overview I see that you're showing.
which modality do you want to investigate?
We've got several there for those who want to take a look across the board there. You've got CT, MRI, X-ray, ultrasound. Before we pick one, though, let me call attention, if I may, at the live flags. This is almost like a teleprompter here that gives you the markings that something is either red flagged or not. Let's pick IR, by the way. Pick IR.
Go.
That's interventional radiology for those who don't know the acronym. So we can speak to that. So if you look over here on the left, if I may, it talks about it's action needed, IR, action needed. Again, interventional radiology. But let's take a look at that executive overview.
You want to dive in?
Let's dive in. I like it. So I think it's even more better. So here we've got IR highlighted. It's red. And if you take a look at the actual work hours per unit of service, that's productivity standard that's typically given. And you've got targeted at 1.65, and what's actually worked that particular period of time is 1.82. 1.82. So we're above it. So while it's not bad, it's just not what the CFO would like. Okay, you've got to be productive and maintain a certain level of productivity. So that tends to be a little bit higher than what's needed there. So, and it can cost. It can make expenses and costs for the radiology department for the hospital more than what maybe it should.
Do you want to run if analysis?
That's a great thing to do. It's always good to do that. Typically, if I'm not mistaken, the what if analysis, there's 5 that it typically provides. So it's uploading now.
But it also gives you a chance to do manually. But let's say you don't have time.
Okay, I like that.
Right.
So you can actually run that with an AI
Gemini.
AI Gemini program there.
And remember, it has a guardrails. It cannot invent data. It has to use data provided and then provide top 5 recommendations.
There you go. And that's the top 5 I was talking about. So if you scroll down, you start to see the top 5 recommendations. This is, again, IR. We want to maybe add evening shifts. This could be a possibility. It's one of them. Increase cross-training. That could be between the technologists that are, say, technologists that are not IR are every day, but they actually can do that when they're not busy in regular imaging, or help out in IR when they are busy. Okay. Optimize overtime. So we got to be careful with overtime because it is a cost factor, and it's one of the big players of pay and labor. So you got to be careful with that. But if you're doing exams, it typically pays for itself at a certain level.
Sounds good. Are you ready to go to see your CFO?
Not quite yet. Let's talk about the other 2. Reduce agency labor. That's always important because travel technologist agency is a higher cost than regular labor. So you got to be very, very careful and be mindful of that. It's a minus. So we know that needs to be adjusted. Adjust FTE staffing. Of course, that's tied into the multimodality and your amount of exams that you're doing. So let me just call the attention. And again, this is one of the benefits of our program here. While you get the 5 recommendations, you can also throw things in and talk about things, say what's important as far as having the radiologist being trained as well. You can't just have technologists doing in those type of interventional exams. You have to have a radiologist involved. So you can add that to it. Okay. Now let's go see the CFO.
Well, before we do that, you can actually review all the current bottlenecks, if you
Oh,
like.
of course. That's right.
And as a matter of fact, you can generate some recommendation if you like to review bottlenecks or cost optimization. And in order to increase trust in AI, we provided specifically explanation every time something generated by Gen AI, it's going to be viewed as suggested by Gen AI, by AI.
Good. I like that.
Okay.
Again, that builds a trust factor, and that's always a good thing because you have the human in the loop. In fact, these are folks, these are people working with these exams, and to be directed on how to get through this by the radiology director and the CFO, and it needs to have that certain amount of trust.
Let's generate report for what is it, IR?
Okay, let's do it for IR. I like it.
Mhm.
So here we go. It starts to generate those reports.
This is our agents.
Yep.
And here's Gemini generated again for you to trust that it's AI. It's not your data per se. And this is your executive summary that you can take perhaps to your CFO.
Yeah, and I like that. Thank you for doing that. You can tell how the architecture is built. And again, we're not just releasing a search engine, we're releasing intelligence here. And that way, folks can actually make that good decision making. So it's not just about a search engine type with agents, it's about releasing intelligence. And I think that's a very important thing to build that trust.
And to add one more important statement is that this is a prototype, so we're not using any real-time HIPAA protected data. And once this product will be released, it will have to go through guardrails of each individual healthcare system to protect data for the patient. So right now what you're viewing, it's not real data, it's all synthetic data. So that's we wanted to mention. And because it is prototype, we also excluded some elements in public viewing repository with your knowledge base formulas and some other grounding truth that is right now private, but if needed, it can also be released for anyone to view.
Thank you. It's very important. And you mentioned HIPAA, patient health information, PHI. These are all very important guardrails that must be set up with healthcare. These are people that we're taking care of, and some information surrounding that. While these exams are numbered and aggregate data per se, you want to make sure that you don't have anything that crosses that line. Again, HIPAA protected. PHI is very important on doing data information gathering and analysis. All right, it has to be totally regulated that way.
And the last thing to mention, we released our agent, what if agent. We made it specialized, containerized agent that deploy on Cloud Engine, Cloud Run as using A2A protocol. But for future development, we want all the agents to be also deploy through Agent Engine, not just through Cloud Run.
Okay,
just the technical detail.
Very good. Well, the architecture is there. Again, this is application at this point, which you've seen today with radiology. There are other, obviously, other departments that could utilize this typical program, and aptly so. You think in terms of pharmacy, respiratory therapy, laboratory, physical therapy, and numerous others. Nursing can also utilize this as well. It has great opportunity, great capabilities. I'd like to thank the team for putting all this together. Couldn't have done it without them. And I think
we'd like to thank Challenge for the opportunity to
absolutely
develop this prototype.
Again, and this opportunity. Anything else that you want to show them? I think that's right now.
That's right now. Let's submit it.
We'll submit. Okay. Thanks for having us. Appreciate it.